I alone own my mindset every single day. I alone own my mindset every single day. That is the only option. It's not up to anyone else what's going on in your head. You're responsible for it. The tough part about that is you're responsible for it. The great part about it is you're responsible for it. Okay. So it's not an easy task, but you alone are going to be responsible for the mindset that you bring into your office and your business every single day. Consider the amount of negative feedback that you get while you're actually doing your job the way that you should. Okay. And just think about you're doing the job the way that you should. You get up every day and you make a lot of contacts. Okay. What happens when you make a lot of contacts in this business? Talk to a lot of your leads that you're paying for that somebody's providing for you in the company. You make outbound prospecting calls. You make follow-up calls. That's your job. What happens? You get told no the majority of the time. Now, the initial connotation to that is that, you know what, that's a negative experience. You know, I asked somebody if they were willing to do business with me or if they wanted to do business. And not only did they tell me no, they hung up on me and told me no. And they cursed me out on the next one. That perception is that that's a negative experience, and I get it. But think of how many of those things happen when we're doing our job. Like our job is set up for that. If you went in and work in an hourly job in a retail store, imagine, and those can be pretty negative environments, but imagine if 90% of the conversations that you had on a daily basis were like that. You know, that's a tough position to be in. And you probably would be called into the manager's office and they'd be saying, you know, what are you doing? Why is everybody, all these complaints about you? And you're telling me how bad the customers are and all this stuff. You'd be like, there's a problem here. Well, there's no problem in sales, in real estate sales, that 90% of the people are telling you no. That's kind of how the business goes. That's how it operates. So we're automatically set up that the amount of negative feedback that we get, we've got to do something to counteract that. Okay. We've got to be in charge of our own mindset. The second item under mindset that you have to keep in mind is think about the guilt that sets in when you don't do your job. So we go in and do our job and we've got all this negative activity flowing to us, or what we perceive sometimes as negative if we're not in control of it. Got people telling us no and all that stuff. Well, let's just consider